Hello friends, welcome once again to Coin Old Library. In today's long and detailed journey, let us explore a coin that millions of people have seen but almost no one has studied with the depth it deserves. I am talking about the 2004 penny without any mint mark, a coin that appears simple on the surface but becomes increasingly fascinating when we examine its design, production, history, errors, grading, condition, survival, and current market value. As we move ahead in this long discussion, I want you to imagine each detail with me, because by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why even a common modern penny can turn into a collector's treasure when preserved in the right condition. The 2004 penny without mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Philadelphia does not use a mint mark on circulating cents, which is why the coin appears plain beneath the date. Many beginners think that a missing mint mark is an error, but it is not. It is standard practice for Philadelphia cents of this era, so this, no mint mark, is simply the regular issue. However, the fascinating part begins when we look more closely at how these coins were produced, because even regular coins develop rare varieties and valuable errors when things go slightly wrong during minting. The 2004 penny continues the classic Lincoln Memorial design that had been in use since 1959. The obverse features President Abraham Lincoln, modeled by Victor D. Brenner, and the reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, a small but incredibly detailed architectural engraving. Even though billions of these pennies exist, not all of them survived in nice condition, and not all were struck perfectly. The majority suffered scratches, dullness, dents, and weakness due to circulation. But a small minority were preserved well, and an even smaller minority contain rare errors that collectors chase today. When discussing values, the first and most important element to understand is condition. Condition determines everything for the 2004 no mint mark penny. A circulated coin with scratches, wear, and discoloration is usually worth exactly 1 cent. In today's market, that value does not change unless the coin has a major error. But when a coin is found in higher uncirculated grades, especially mint state levels like Mississippi 65, Mississippi 66, Mississippi 67, or higher, the value can rise dramatically. In Mississippi 65, a 2004 penny can sell for around $1 to $3 depending on appeal. In Mississippi 66, the value can rise to around $5 to $8. In Mississippi 67, the value can jump to around $20 to $50. And exceptionally rare specimens graded Mississippi 68 have sold in auctions for more than $100. These high grades are rare because ordinary cents experience tiny contact marks during machine handling, which lowers the grade before the coin even leaves the mint. To truly understand why top-grade 2004 pennies sell for good money, we must go deeper into how grading works. A coin grader studies luster, strike sharpness, marks, and eye appeal. Luster is the brightness that reflects from the metal when light moves across its surface. A brand new penny has a vibrant shine, but a slightly circulated penny loses that luster quickly. Strike quality refers to how sharply the design features appear. On many 2004 pennies, Lincoln's hair, beard, and coat lines may appear slightly flat if the die was worn, which lowers the overall grade. Contact marks are those tiny hits that come from coins banging against each other inside giant mint bins. Even a brand new coin coming straight from a sealed roll can have these marks. That is why Mississippi 67 and Mississippi 68 grades are so rare. These coins show almost no marks at all and retain perfect luster from edge to edge. Collectors also pay attention to red, red-brown, and brown designations. A penny that remains fully bright red, the way it looked when it left the mint, is the most valuable. Over time, copper darkens and turns brown. Brown coins, no matter how well preserved, often bring lower premiums. Red-brown coins are in the middle. For the 2004 penny without mint mark, a fully red Mississippi 67 is significantly more valuable than a brown Mississippi 67, because collectors prize color purity and original brilliance. Now let us talk about errors and varieties, because this is where modern pennies suddenly become exciting. The 2004 no mint mark penny is known to have several interesting errors, including die cracks, die chips, off-center strikes, broad strikes, BIE errors in the word liberty, and doubled dies. A die crack appears as a small raised line on the coin's surface, caused by a crack in the steel die. A die chip is a tiny blob of metal that fills a broken part of the die. One of the most popular die chips appears in the word united, where a little extra metal forms oddly between letters. Off-center strikes are dramatically misaligned coins where the design is shifted to one side, leaving a blank crescent area. These errors can sell from $10 to over $100 depending on how far off-center the design is. Broad strikes are coins struck without the collar, causing them to expand outwards and look slightly oversized. These usually sell for $15 to $30. Perhaps the most desirable errors for this year are doubled dies. A doubled die forms when the design on the die itself is impressed twice at slightly different angles. When this die strikes coins, each coin shows doubling on letters or numbers. Some 2004 doubled dies show slight doubling on Liberty or the date. If clear and dramatic, these can sell for $10 to $50, with extremely strong examples reaching higher values. Another favorite error is the BIE error, a small vertical die crack between the letters B and E in Liberty, making it look like the word reads LIBRTY. Collectors enjoy these and pay around $5 to $20 depending on clarity. There are also extreme mint errors, such as double strikes where the coin is stamped twice, or off-metal strikes where a cent design mistakenly lands on a foreign planchette. These are incredibly rare and can bring $200 to over $500 if authenticated. But these types of errors are not common. Most collectors spend their time searching for minor but interesting pieces. When we shift from minting errors to survival rates, another interesting truth emerges. Even though billions of 2004 pennies were minted, only a tiny fraction remain in true high-grade brilliant red condition. Most coins saw everyday use, dropping in pockets, mixing with keys, sliding in cash drawers, or tumbling in counting machines. That is why when a collector finds a beautiful example inside an old roll, it becomes a little treasure. Banks sometimes still release rolls packed long ago, and those rolls may contain well-preserved coins. Searching through bank rolls is one of the best ways to find valuable 2004 pennies today. Auction houses have also revealed interesting sales. There have been Mississippi 68 red examples selling over $100. Some extreme off-center strikes sold for more than $75. A few dramatic double-struck pieces sold above $200. These auction prices help shape the modern market, because collectors know what rare coins actually sell for. And as more people begin studying modern pennies, interest continues to grow. Understanding the metal content is also important. Since 1982, pennies have been made of copper-plated zinc. They have a zinc core with a thin copper coating. That is why 2004 pennies feel lighter than older copper. Pennies. Zinc scents corrode faster when exposed to moisture, salt, or soil. This means that buried, whether exposed, or poorly stored 2004 pennies often develop ugly spots or surface bubbles. These environmental issues lower the grade dramatically. A coin must be free of these surface problems to achieve premium value. If you want to preserve a 2004 penny in top condition, you must store it properly. The best method is to place the coin in a non-PVC holder or an airtight capsule. Avoid touching the surface with fingers because skin oils darken copper rapidly. Always handle with gloves or hold the coin only by the edges. If the coin comes from a sealed roll and looks exceptionally clean, send it for grading only if you believe it has a chance at Mississippi 66 or higher. Grading fees are not cheap, so only the best coins deserve submission. Let us return again to values, because this is the core of today's discussion. A regular circulated 2004 no-mint mark penny is worth 1 cent. Very lightly circulated examples with decent color may bring around 2 to 5 cents to bulk buyers who purchase modern coins in large quantities. Uncirculated examples with minor marks may trade for 10 to 20 cents among collectors. But the moment we enter the certified grades, true value begins. Mississippi 65 red, $1 to $3. Mississippi 66 red, $5 to $8. Mississippi 67 red, $15 to $50. Mississippi 68 red, $50 to over $100, depending on eye appeal and auction competition. Error values run from $5 for common cracks or chips, $15 to $30 for moderate off-center strikes, $50 to $100 for significant off-center or dramatic doubling, and over $200 for the most spectacular multi-strike or off-metal errors. Even though the 2004 penny is young compared to old historical coins, it plays a very important role in modern numismatics. Many beginners start their journey with coins like this because it is easy to find in daily life. But as they learn to recognize high grades and errors, they begin to appreciate the extraordinary variety hidden inside regular coins. A collector searching for a rare Mississippi 68 penny may search thousands of coins before finding even one. This challenge adds excitement to the hobby. Now imagine yourself holding a bright, untouched, full red 2004 penny. Imagine examining it under a light and admiring that perfect luster. Imagine seeing crisp details in Lincoln's hair, sharp lettering, and a flawless mirror-like surface. Such a coin is rare today, and collectors know it. These are the coins worth preserving, these are the coins worth grading, and these are the coins that transform from 1-cent pieces into valuable collectibles. As we move towards the concluding part of this long discussion, remember that modern coins become valuable not because they are old, but because they are rare in the right conditions. The 2004 penny without mint mark is a beautiful example of modern rarity. A coin that most people ignore can become a prized collectible when it survives in perfect condition. Whether you are a beginner or a seasoned collector, keep your eyes open for the sharpest examples. Pay attention to luster, marks, color, and strike. Study known errors and varieties. Search through rolls. Protect the best coins you find. And always enjoy the journey, because the world of coins is filled with surprises. Thank you for staying with me through this long and detailed exploration of the 2004 no mint mark penny. I hope this 90-minute narration gives you the complete knowledge of its value, condition, errors, and numismatic importance. Stay connected with Coin Old Library for more deep dives into the smallest yet most fascinating pieces of history. As we continue discussing the 2004 no mint mark penny, it becomes even more important to understand the deeper relationship between modern coinage and collector psychology. Many people assume that only old coins have value, but modern collectors know that the real treasure lies in quality, scarcity of grade, and unusual minting characteristics. A simple modern penny can become historically important when future collectors realize how few high-grade examples survived. Every modern coin you preserve today becomes a potential rarity tomorrow. This is why serious numismatists always encourage beginners to save the cleanest examples, even from recent years like 2004. Another fascinating angle is the evolution of technology in coin production. The 2004 penny is produced by high-speed press machines that strike more than 700 coins per minute. These machines work with extreme precision, yet even with this level of modern engineering, flaws still occur. Tiny imperfections in die alignment, die wear, metal preparation, or planchette feeding create the errors collectors love. When we think about the billions of coins produced, it is incredible that only a handful develop the type of dramatic error that sells for big money. This rarity is what sparks excitement in the hobby. A person may search thousands of ordinary pennies before finding just one unusual piece worth $20, $50, or even $100. When people ask why some 2004 pennies still sell for over $100, the answer lies in a simple truth: perfection is rare. Out of billions, only a few coins escape the minting process without marks, without dulling, and without flaws. These coins survive like little miracles. Most go into circulation within weeks and lose their brilliance. Many get tossed in jars, piggy banks, drawers, cash registers, and dusty shelves. Some end up in the ground, some in pockets full of keys, and some inside metal counters where surfaces scratch instantly. That is why a super high-grade penny becomes a collectible gem. Collectors also study the physical characteristics of 2004 zinc cents. Because the core is made of zinc, many coins develop something called zinc rot. Zinc rot appears as grayish or black bubbles under the copper coating. Once this corrosion begins, it cannot be reversed. Even if the coin appears shiny on the outside, tiny internal corrosion can weaken its structure. This makes pristine 2004 red cents even more desirable because they survived 2 decades without environmental damage. For collectors interested in long-term preservation, the 2004 penny becomes an excellent study case in how environmental control affects coin longevity. Another topic worth exploring is the future market for coins like the 2004 penny. Many collectors believe that modern high-grade coins are undervalued today. As time passes, the general public loses access to old bank rolls and untouched hoards. When that happens, the number of surviving high-grade coins becomes extremely small. The 2004 penny may seem common today, but if few Mississippi 67 or Mississippi 68 examples survive the next 30 or 40 years, their value may rise significantly. This is exactly what happened with many earlier Lincoln cents, where coins that were once considered common now bring strong premiums after decades of attrition. It is also worth noting how collector preferences evolve over time. Younger collectors today love modern errors, bold varieties, and high-grade submissions. They seek dramatic off-center strikes, double strikes, clipped planchettes, and powerful double dies. This trend means that coins like the 2004 penny, especially with noticeable errors, fit perfectly into the modern collector culture. If a strong double die is discovered or a major error becomes widely known, even regular, coins from this year can rise sharply in demand. History has shown that the discovery of just one major variety can change the market almost overnight. As we look deeper into the story of this penny, we find that it is not merely a 1-cent piece, it is a small chapter of American minting history. It represents the final decades of the Lincoln Memorial Reverse, which ended in 2008. That makes all Lincoln Memorial pennies, including the 2004 issue, part of a completed historical series. When a design series ends, collectors begin to appreciate it more because it becomes a finished set, something that cannot be continued. This naturally increases interest in the highest quality examples of each year. So when you look at a 2004 penny in your hand, do not see it as just a common coin. See it as a piece of a broader story, a story of mass production, modern engineering, collector passion, environmental challenges, the decline of copper usage, and the rise of zinc coinage. Every tiny detail on its surface tells part of this story: the brightness of the luster, the sharpness of the lettering, the clarity of the portrait, the condition of the fields, and the presence or absence of errors. All these elements combine to determine the coin's value and future significance. As we extend this discussion further, imagine the experience of searching through thousands of 2004 pennies, one by one, hoping to find that perfect example. The thrill of the hunt is one of the greatest joys of numismatics. Many collectors spend hours examining coins under magnification, checking for doubling, scanning for die cracks, rotating the coin under light to analyze luster movement. When that one special coin appears, the excitement is unforgettable. This emotional connection, the moment of discovery, is what keeps the hobby alive decade after decade. In the future, when people look back at early 2000s pennies, they will study them with the same passion today's collectors study older series. And the coins we preserve now will be the treasures of tomorrow. That is why even a simple 2004 penny without a mint mark deserves respect, examination, and proper care. Every coin has a story, and every story has hidden value if you look closely enough.